So the things I'm going to focus on here are fidelity and dynamic range primarily as we get started. So fidelity is the feeling that you get through the wheels. So the effects, the detail that you're getting in those effects as well. So things like road texture, you know, feeling the back of the car snapping around on you, feeling the curbs, feeling the weight of the car, all those little details. And then dynamic range is the range, or I guess the amplitude and volume of those effects. So how much variation there is between different effects. Now, one of the advantages of a high-end wheelbase, like say a DD1, DD2 Simucube or something like that, is that we have a larger amount of dynamic range. So with say 20 Newton meters that we have with the DD1, for example, we can go all the way from 0 Newton meters or nothing through to 20 Newton meters of torque. And that means that the difference between subtle little effects and something like hitting a wall are quite profound and quite large. Now, what we're running here is 5 Newton meters of dynamic range, which means the difference between those small effects and those large effects is quite small. So what we can do is we can kind of tune around that a little bit. We can make a few sacrifices. So for example, if we want to feel the effects of road texture and ripple strips and little details like that more strongly, we can push those towards the top end of the scale, or the top end of the dynamic range. And then what we can do is we can actually have it set up so that the, and I'm sliding all over the place here on cold tires, we can set it up so that the effects will actually start clipping when we're doing things like running into walls or jumping over big ripple strips and things like that. So it's a bit of a compromise when it comes to lower strength force feedback, but the way I've got this set up at the moment is the effects are quite weak at 5 Newton meters, and I'm sort of trying to take advantage of as much of the range as possible. So what I would say is that the effects are a lot weaker than I'm used to, but again, we have to look at this from the perspective of, are you looking for maximum immersion, or are you looking for getting the detail that you need to drive quickly? And I think that what I would say straight out of the box after, you know, just some fine tuning adjustments from me for a couple of hours just to kind of get the most out of it, is that 5 Newton meters in terms of dynamic range is definitely enough to be competitive. So, I mean, again, as we've said many times before on the channel, there's plenty of people that are, you know, winning esports competitions every day using, you know, Logitech G27s, G29s, and so forth, which are about half the strength of this. So it absolutely is possible. And what I can tell you is I am feeling all those little details. I am feeling the fidelity. I'm just not getting the strength at 5 Newton meters. So what I've done is jump back into the pits quickly, and I'm going to increase my strength just a little bit here. And again, don't pay attention to the numbers or anything at this point in time, because we will do some guides properly later on to explain all this properly for you guys. But what I've done is I've increased my force feedback strength a little bit. That is going to cause me a little bit of clipping when I'm, you know, running over big curbs and things like that, but it is going to also increase the detail without clipping in road textures. So we're going to see if we can bring out that detail and make the most of the 5 Newton meters of dynamic range that we have to work with at the moment. So let's head out again. And straight away I can feel a little bit more road texture there. I'm getting a little bit more detail coming through. And we can see there, when we go over the big bumps there, we are getting a tiny little bit of clipping. But it's not enough to really worry about, because it's not something that is going to affect our driving in that sense. So it's just a trade-off when you're running at lower force feedback levels. To bring out that fidelity, you do have to make a little bit of a compromise when it comes to the dynamic range, just to get that detail out. So what I would say is that in terms of the actual fidelity though, I am getting every bit as much detail as I get from a DD1 or a DD2. So I would say that, yeah, I think I probably will end up wanting to have that Boost Kit 180. I think that probably will be where I'll land, just because I am missing the overall dynamic range that I'm used to from, you know, coming from a DD1, DD2 or a Simucube. But I think, you know, for those looking at stepping up from something like a Logitech, you're not you're not necessarily missing out. Like, you're not missing out on detail that's going to be important to you to drive quickly or anything like that. It's just coming down to wanting to get the best out of this base, and knowing that you could get more dynamic range out of this with just the power supply kind of is an enticing reason to want to buy it.